Well, the day has come. We are ready to take the Lincoln for the first drive after the engine rebuild. All right. Bucky's. Figured might as well just go to Bucky's. We're gonna put some premium in it. I want to see what it does. We're pinging a little bit when I get onto it, but we're also going lean. So I think that's we probably got two things going on. One is the 87 octane that's in here, so we're gonna throw some premium in it. But we're definitely going a little lean. We're getting in the 15s if we get onto it. So I'm just trying to cruise. It's decent. It's a little rich. I mean, a little lean on cruise. It's in the 14s. That's a little, well, it's okay-ish, I guess. But I don't like the 15. That is way too lean for power. We should be 12 or so. So I'm just we're just going to stay out of it. We're going to keep it safe. We will probably, I need to look at the chart. We're probably going to have to do a rod and a jet change to get this thing closer. I need to see if anybody's got them in stock or if we're going to have to order them. I could look at see about the kit, the Edelbrock kit for, the 800 carb. I've got the one for the 600. So we could look at that and possibly, get that kit, but I think we can get by with just buying maybe one or two jets and one or two rods and get it dialed in. It's definitely going a little too lean. Our idle has leaned out a little bit as well. I just realized our AC quit blowing for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's not fun. Come on. I don't know. Maybe we're low on Freon. Well, the blower's not going. I don't know. AC was working. Blower motor decided to not work for some reason. I don't know if we popped a fuse for the blower motor or what, but so yeah, we're gonna need to do some work on the carburetor before we can really drive it much. It is not happy. It definitely wants more fuel. We could richen it up with it idling in gear now. Well, really can't richen it up much. It's a little richer than what we started with. I had it idling at 14.5 or so. Now we're idling at 13.4 with it in gear. So I really can't richen it much on idle, and I don't think that would really help us anyway. So I think what we're gonna have to do is I'll look and see what I have for rods. We could kind of rig something together, not on the chart. I know I don't have. I was looking because I thought I would probably have to richen it up, and so I was looking at the chart, and I didn't have the rod, or it was a rod and a jet change to go richer on power and cruise, and so I didn't have that rod or jet. And actually my whole kit is at the house. I'd have to go to the house and get it. I'm not close to the house right now. Should have brought that, but I don't know if it would help us any. I can look and see what comes with that, and we could try seeing if we had maybe we would need a thinner rod, to try to make it work. And I don't know if I've got one. What happened to our blower motor? That's not happy about that. Oh, maybe I just didn't turn the climate. It had gotten it. I didn't realize I bumped the temperature up on the climate control, and it had cooled it down to that temperature and turned itself off. I just had to bump it to 65 and keep it blowing. We can roll our window back up now. I decided to come here for gas. Temperature's creeping up a little bit. I don't know. I'm not too happy with my radiator. I think we've either got something going on with this radiator or water pump. I don't know. This aluminum radiator should cool better than it does. Man, the blower really kicked on now. It definitely blows harder now that we fixed the leaky blower box. Alright, let me get some gas. Alright, so we put 11.5, it held 11.5 gallons of premium, so we're better. It's actually a little better than it was. You can see we're still, I'm not getting on it. See, we saw 15 there, and it definitely was pinging. It's also kicking back on startup. So I think I'm going to back the timing off 2 degrees. We got it set at 10. Let's back it down to 8. I think that'll help with our startup and also with the pinging. And of course, running lean is not helping things. So we're gonna definitely need to order jets and rods for this thing. I'm just gonna look through and see what I have and see if I can possibly come up with maybe a rod combination that would get us a little richer without changing the jet. I don't know. I may not have anything, but we'll see what we've got. See, we're running really lean. I've tried to just baby it, just try to keep it from being so lean. Let me pull in here and we'll adjust the timing, and I'm going to look through and try to see what rods and everything I have. I know I don't have any bigger jets, I don't think, but maybe I've got a rod that would I might have some jets. I don't, to be honest, I don't know what I have, so let's see what we've got and go from there. All right, change the timing from 10 degrees to 8 degrees, and it's not kicking back. Well, I guess I need to hook up my vacuum advance and make sure it doesn't kick back with that. But yeah, it seems to be pretty good. And I don't know who makes this tool. Pretty handy. It's a cheapie. I've got a proto, a good proto one, but it's only a single. It only has a 9/16. So for the this one's 1/2 inch. but this thing folds up, but kind of gets in there. You can get in there, get to your distributor easier. And like I said, it breaks down in the kind of, I'll show you. You just store it like this so you don't lose it. So now I'm gonna let it sit and cool down and kind of get up under it. We're gonna look for leaks and try to make sure everything's good. Once it cools down, I'm gonna take the radiator cap off, make sure it's good, you know, full. Our AC is working nice and good. You can see how much it's sweating over there. I was worried we might have a leak, and in the 9 months this thing has been sitting, it might have leaked out, but it seems to be cooling good. We'll see. Anyway, I'll have to put some gauges on it, see if it's perfect, but it's blowing cold and it's sweating good, so that tells me, you know, it's got something in it. So yeah, we're gonna check it for leaks. I'm gonna check the coolant once it cools down. I'm going to look and see what I've got for rods and jets, and see if we can possibly, you know, do something here to get this thing a little richer. But I think I'm gonna have to order it. So I think that's probably it for the driving of it until we can richen it up. So pulled the rods out of my other Edelbrock that's here, and it's got a 7037 in it, and that's one of the rods I ordered when I was on. Well, this could have either came out of the kit or one of the ones I ordered when I was in Colorado. But I think what we're gonna do is just pop these in there, and that gets us it should help. I think it's gonna end up being rich. We'll see. It's about 2 stages richer on power and 3 on cruise, which I wish it was the opposite of that. I wish we were 3 stages power and 2 stages cruise, but it'll get us closer, and we can kind of see where we need to go from there. And I like that plan. Probably what I should have done, well, I was gonna say I should have, you know, wrote down when I did this before. I kind of did some data logging, I guess. I call it data logging. It was a notebook with a pen, and it was writing down, you know, the AFR and different throttle positions, you know, cruising, we're at this AFR, and, you know, under power, we're at this AFR, and kind of use that to see where we needed to go. But to be honest, it was so lean, I probably need to, it's probably not a good idea. You know, I really didn't want to stay in it under power and to see what it settled at. But I think if we do this will get us in a healthy state. It'll be, I think, definitely too rich on cruise, and we'll see where it gets us on lean or on power, to see if we can stay, you know, at this richness for power and maybe lean out the cruise or whatever. You know, it'll give us somewhere to go from. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. So let me pop these rods in there, and this gets us, this combination is on the Edelbrock chart. You know, I kind of use that to help me tune. You know, with our stock jet and this rod, that combination's on there. So that is it's a chartable combination, you know, if that makes sense. You know, from it's on the chart, and from there, you know, we can pick something else from the chart depending on where we need to go, if that makes sense. Might throw some octane booster in this thing. what's happening is we need, I don't think it's accelerator pump, I think it's our spring is too weak. We need a stiffer spring, basically, that will allow it to dip. No, that went really lean for a second. That, I heard it ping for a second when we went to 13. Might be worth putting some octane boost in this thing. We're pinging, but we're also still lean. It's definitely happier, and I would say cruise-wise, I'm pretty happy with that. But what we need to do, I think we need two things. We need to change the spring out. So we may be a little bit rich, to be honest, on cruise. Need to change the spring out so that it goes into power quicker, which would mean a stiffer spring. And we might need a little bit more on the accelerator pump. It's hard to say. I'm tempted to leave the cruise as is. It could definitely be a tad leaner on cruise. I don't know. I might just look in the chart and see where we can go from here to get it richer on power. Maybe without changing the jet. Yeah, we can. I mean, I want to keep this thing happy, and I was running it a hair leaner. I was running in the mid 13s, 13.5 on cruise. But if this thing's going to be like wanting to ping, then we're going to have to do something about that. We'll run it richer to help keep it from doing that. But I think it would be okay once ping wise. We can back more timing out of it if we need to. But I think it would be fine if it was if we change that spring out. I think I'm just going to run it to my house. I might as well. Let's run it to the house, and I can change the spring out, and we'll see how it does with a heavier spring in it. The other thing I want to mention, we're probably going to need to, the timing advance curve on this distributor is probably horrible. So we're going to probably need to look at that. That could be part of our pinging issues. We may be, all in timing too soon, and so that could be part of our problem. But we want to get the carburetor dialed in first, or at least the AFR. We'll get the AFR dialed in and see how it goes from there. But I think we're gonna for sure probably have to throw some different weights in different weights, at least different springs in the distributor, and get it a little, change our curve up a little bit. So this is the kit I have. It's for a 1406. We've got a 1411. This is the 600 CFM carb calibration kit. But the springs are the same for both, models. And I mean, the jets and metering rods are the same, except for the sizes. Different sizes come in this kit. for tuning 1406 versus the 1411. 1411 is going to have larger jets. That makes sense. So we've got a 110 primary jet, and so looking through here, we do not have any metering jets that are larger than that. So there's not much we can do there. 1411 is 750 CFM. But yeah, we've got, really need probably like maybe a 113 or so would be ideal, and we don't have one. So looking through, I'm just looking at stock specifications. So we had an orange spring in it, and we went to a pink spring. So that's gonna be 2 inches more vacuum required, I guess, for it to pull down into cruise. So that'll help richen it up a little bit in that transition. And so we can drive it and see how it does with that. But what I also wanted to show you, so this is our calibration chart. Here we were at stock, and we kept our 110 jet, but we put in a 73 or 70-37 rod. Now, looking through here, I don't see any rods that have a power, the small end of the rod, smaller than 37. So to me, that tells us to get this, if we need it richer, we're gonna need to step up the next size on jets, which would be a 113. But let's see where 29 is on the chart. So 29 is right here. So that would get us not even that much richer on power. I think we're going to be kind of off the charts tuning this thing. But with you don't really necessarily have to have the chart once you kind of understand the operation of it. The chart's just kind of nice because it tells you percentage what your change should be. But we can calculate that with the size of the jet change, if that makes sense. The jet versus what you're going to do is subtract the rod size from the jet size. That'll give you how much fuel you're metering, the size of the hole that's metering fuel. And you could calculate a percentage on here based on their values, and you could come up with an estimated range of where you could be off this chart. But I think where we're gonna probably need to be is somewhere right here, one step over right here. But let's drive it, see how much just the spring change made. We will take our kit with us, and if we need to throw even a stiffer spring in, metering rod spring, we can. That would be a silver, which we have. So we have the silver rod, or the silver springs. It's definitely better. I think I need to readjust my, I might richen it up at idle just a hair. Let's see what that gets us. See, we go lean, but we're good under power. I don't think took 2 degrees of timing out of it and changed out to the stiffest spring I've got. And if this doesn't do it, then we're gonna have to change the jet out. I have a feeling we're gonna end up changing it out anyway, but we'll try this first, and that'll at least eliminate all possibilities before we order parts. All right, overall it seems happier. We're not pinging, and we're coasting right now. I think we fixed our lean spot off. Again, I was coasting when it went lean. So yeah, we could almost lean it out a little bit, but I think I'm gonna leave it rich. Definitely happy. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I think we've got it where it's drivable. I think we're going to end up having to do some more tweaking with the carburetor to get it lined out just right. And I think we're definitely going to have to order a set of jets in it. And that would give us more range, you know, richer or leaner if we need to adjust with the jetting change, a richer jet, because right now we've got, you know, the fat or the richest rod we can put in it, and I'd rather have it kind of middle of the road where we can do a rod change and make it richer or leaner as needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and order a step or two up on jets, and we'll throw those in there. But we've at least got it where it's happy enough that we can drive it. I need to take it and get an alignment. The alignment is way off, so that's next on the list. I'll take it and get it aligned. And then, you know, I'm sure there's other little kinks and stuff we're going to have to work out. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more.